Do what? Like a bungee cord? So let me show y'all this. This is pretty crazy. So we bought a Ford Flex from the auction this past week. Looked like it only needed the back bumper. There's what we got going on. Looked like it only needed the back bumper.
Well, and I'm in the trunk, literally.
Yeah, and instead the whole
Fred Flintstone this thing.
instead the whole pan, the lower pan. So you got a spare tire pan that goes in the, you know, the bottom of vehicles normally, and it was completely squished up underneath. We couldn't see it. So I'm in the process now of trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with this little guy. So we're gonna pull this one out front right now and hang on to it. I got an offer from Pedal on this one, and it was only like $380 something. So I decided that I'm not gonna let it go for that. So I'll try to probably find another one that has a good front end that we could take the whole front end off of this, put another two together, just like with Avios, which are still sitting here if you're watching the Avio videos, because they still don't run right. Mike has to go back in there and check out what the next problem could potentially be. But with the Ford Freestyle, I'm thinking try to find a whole nother car, just like with the Avio, that's hitting the front and not have to fix the back, because I think it's got like 180 on it, like 180,000 miles on it, and it's just not, they just don't have super high value. So if I can find one that's hit in the, you know, front, and I could use all the front end parts to put two together, maybe another one with low mileage, then I would win. I'd come out on top big time with that. If Ed don't tear it up pulling it out this morning. So let's go back here and check out my other one that I got. So here is my little Accord shoved back here in the back that I hung on to. Now my business, CRC Auto Sales, does not own this car. See all these freaking doors I got, y'all? Let me stand these up. All right, so CRC Auto Sales legally owns this car, but financially CRC Auto Sales does not own this car. I actually own this car out of race car money. So me and the wife, you see all my trunks I got saved up, doors, whole bumper racks, doors. I got all kinds of crap, y'all. But me and the wife have a understanding and agreement that basically the race car has its finances and banking accounts, and CRC Auto Sales has finances and banking accounts, and CRC Autobody Paint used to have finances and banking accounts. We actually closed the Autobody and Paint banking accounts and consolidated everything down to Auto Sales for tax purposes. But the Mercury Comet finances and race car money owns this car. So I've been hanging on to it, trying to find another one that's hit in the front or something I can use front end parts off of and put them together and sell it for some race car money. I bought it to cut the cats out of for race car money. I'm clean and clear on this car. I made enough off the cats to pay for the whole entire car when I'm in it. So whatever I sell it for is my money. And the funny thing is, they actually just accepted my offer on it, but they actually already own Pedal. Pedal already owned this car. So I'm kind of wondering when they come to, or when they call me, if they look in their system, if this thing is going to come up that I actually bought it from them. So I actually bought it from them, and I'm going to sell it back to them. Pedal is a very unique company. I don't want to get involved in speaking on that company in this video, but yeah. So anyway, we're going to, hopefully they'll pick it up, and I've already online accepted the offer, but they said $580 they'll pay me for this car. Tires are good. That's the reason why I was hanging on to it. You know, it sucks, but it is what it is. So we're gonna hook Colorado to it and drag it out of here and put it out front, and hopefully they'll pick it up. Whew. All right, I'm out of breath from pushing. Ed had me out here pushing this piece of crap. So we have replaced our Accord. I just got off the phone with them, sold it. We have replaced our Accord with the Avio. So this is basically the yard of death back here. I got to get this thing off to the scrap yard. Malibu's too hard of a front end hit. I've already financially washed that one. Need to get that one off to the scrap yard. And there's the Avio's twin. And we really should put the two Avios together so they can sleep together.
You want to?
I would. And then that clears it up for me to drag these out.
That's fine.
Let's do that. Fire that one up and put that one right right behind that one. That way they're sleeping together. So we got our Civic and Accord out front. That's $1,000. Cats inside the shop. I'm gonna sell my DEF system off of the F450, and we'll see how much money we make on this. Race car money, baby. All right, so we are about to pull into the pick and pull. I have one on the trailer back there that we dug out from out back. If you've seen in the other videos, we had a Grand Prix out back that I've been hanging on to for a minute. So we're gonna go ahead and crush this thing today and get a couple more bucks to stack with the Civic that we sold off. And then we are going to sell the cats and see how much we can rake in. Between these two vehicles and the cats, it should be another $1,000 towards the race car. So let's get this thing unloaded and unstrapped. That way we can go to the back and they can pull this thing off of the vehicle. All right, so we are gonna run this back here, and they will unload it with the forklift. It's very windy out today, like it's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm not really trying to film anything on the outside of the truck because all you're gonna hear is a bunch of annoying wind in the microphone. So, and this is pretty boring. I think everybody knows about scrapping a car. So, yeah. So here's all that's left of this little guy. We've picked her clean. I think I fixed 2 cars, I know, maybe 3 cars off of this thing, and this is what's left. So I've already made all my money back and some on this one. And on this one, we actually put this one all the way together, had it running and driving, and then it developed problems. So this was a dud. I was going to actually time-lapse loading that thing on the trailer because we fight with them sometimes getting them on the trailer just using a winch, some 4x4s and a jack, you know, but you can't really make money doing this if you're not towing them yourself. If you had to pay a tow truck or something to carry them over to the junkyard, then it kind of, I don't know, it don't defeat the purpose, but you're just losing, you know, money. I don't normally tow my own vehicles like with the business stuff. You know, when I buy cars, I pay a company to tow it because that cost is passed on to the buyer. But being when I scrap these, this is all our money for the race car. I don't want to lose $1. So I have to put in a little bit of grunt work like y'all and get out there and get my hands dirty and fight to get that thing on the trailer. So $550 on the red Civic is what Pedal paid me for that one. The silver, yeah, the silver Accord. I got that backwards. The red Civic was owned by our business, so the silver Accord was technically owned by my race car banking account. So $550 on the silver Accord and $300 on this Grand Prix. So that is $850 that we've got this week on race car money, and we still need to scrap the catalytic converters and see how much money we make on that. So fingers crossed that we'll pull in, you know, another couple $100 easily on that, and we'll tip $1,000 to put into this race car this week, y'all. So here was our other victim, which is a Malibu that y'all seen months ago in one of my videos, if you watched the Malibu video where it was hit really hard. So we've been saving this thing out back for whatever. Technically the business still owns this, but on all bad cars that we're not repairing, the cats are mine. So we got 2 more cats out of this one. We're gonna see what this one's worth. These are worth, and then I still have the cat off of the silver Accord, which is supposedly possibly a $400 cat. So we're gonna see what we got right there. That'd be amazing if that's a $1,000 hit, but my luck, it's not. So we're over here at the metal yard, and we are gonna scrap some random aluminum wheels, radiators, and stuff like that that I have that's been piled up out back, and see if we can get a couple more bucks on some race car money. So we're gonna pull in here, unload. They'll weigh everything by what kind of metal it is, and then we'll go in the office and we'll cash out, and we'll see if we got us a couple bucks for the race car. All right, so that worked out pretty good. I'm stoked. And remember, this is all metal that I pull out of my ditch out back behind my shop that we throw away, that we don't need, that we have to get rid of. So it's not like I'm out digging through the woods trying to find metal to scrap like a crackhead to pay for my race car. This is stuff that has to be disposed of, whether it's damaged wheels, wrecked radiators, and all that. So we brought in on that run $158.70. So here is what the receipt looks like. There's aluminum, looks like 80 cents a pound, and then 20 cents a pound, 20 cents a pound, 70 cents a pound, 15 cents a pound. So bringing it up to $158.70. So not bad at all on that. So let's go ahead and recap. Trying to get out here in traffic. So that was $158 on scrap metal. And then on catalytic converters, if you've seen another video, the red Civic that we sold to Pedal, that was a business transaction. That red Civic's cat, I got $414. So that was for the business. Now on the whole cat buying, he gave me $1,000 for everything I had. That was with the 450, the F450 DEF system, and then the cats off my other cars. That was all race car money. So I gave the wife $400 to put towards the business. We actually only owed $3 and some change on that red Civic, so we actually made money to go out to dinner with off the red Civic pretty much. And what was left for the race car on the catalytic converter transaction was $700. So $700 on the cats. We got $550 on the Silver Accord, and then we got $300 on the Pontiac to pick and pull, and then we just got $158 for scrap metal. That's gonna bring our total to $1,708 towards the race car. That was a pretty good cash out on some metal, and I still have steel out back that needs to be scrapped. I'll probably do that next week. Today's Thursday. I decided to run it over there real fast this afternoon. This is a week after I filmed the first half of the video, because I have to do this stuff whenever I have time. I can't just do this stuff whenever, really. So yeah, $1,700 towards the race car. That's not bad at all. That pretty much, I think, is gonna be close to paying for the torque converter off of scrap metal. So I think they quoted me about $1,700, $1,800 on the torque converter. I haven't ordered it yet, but you gotta compare these numbers to something. So that's a bolt together, torque converter for your race car off of just scrap metal and scrap cars. Now that don't happen all the time, because it's not like all the time I have bad cars to crush, and metal prices are up pretty decent right now. So that's going to be a wrap on this video. Hopefully I showed y'all just another way that I pay for my race car. And it's funny because after we did the first episode where I put out the video, this is how I pay for my race car, on another video somebody commented and was like, it must be nice to be able to afford all of that. I don't know how y'all guys can afford these things. I can barely afford to live. I felt bad for the dude. I commented and told him, basically, sorry to hear that. That sucks. But there are ways for him to make money, even if it's just a couple bucks if we're talking about to live. So, you can scrap different odds and ends and random stuff that you find out in the trash can, or like the microwave that we did. You can take things apart that you find in the trash can, sell them on eBay with no cost to you. I mean, you just post them for sale, and if they sell, then you pay. And you can make you some extra money, because I'm not rich, so it's not like I can just afford to pay for my car, and it's not like somebody else is paying for it for me. I have to earn every dollar to build this car. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. Hopefully maybe it's something interesting to you. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe you already exited out of this. Maybe it was boring. Who knows? But that's my life. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will catch y'all on the next one.